What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Flippin Bats Now pregame show. I'm Ben Verlander, joined as always by Alex Curry. USA versus Venezuela right around the corner. What a matchup this is going to be. I'm pumped up. I was just over the stadium, saw the vibe, saw the atmosphere, talked to some players. We're going to cover it all. Let's get to it.
It's a blowout. 8th inning, 10-3. Bases are loaded for Verlander, who waits out the real pitch. He swings, and it's a high fly ball. Deep center field. It is gone. Home run. And a huge bat flip to celebrate. All right, Ben, start the show already.
Oh, man, do we have a good one tonight. Team USA, Team Venezuela. We were both just over at the stadium. I stayed for a little bit longer to take in some BP, and by the time I was leaving, the vibe is on another level. We're going to talk all about the game. The lineups are out. The vibe over there, some of the upcoming games. This is going to be a good pregame show. Alex, it's crazy over there.
It is. I mean, even when we were there just at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, fans were ready to go, dressed head to toe in USA and Venezuela gear. This is going to be a big one. It's USA's first game here in Miami. The atmosphere, obviously, much different out here, as we've seen so far. Fans are ready. It's going to be crazy. I can't wait for it to start. I mean, you were there up and through batting practice.
Yep.
Walk us through what it was like on the field.
Yeah, it just started. I got there when nobody was in the stadium, right? And then all of a sudden you start seeing some action. Team Venezuela is the home team in this game. They took batting practice first. They start making their way out to the field. And then it immediately became a party. The second they stepped out on the field, Ronald Acuna, when he came up to take batting practice, he brought an air horn with him. He just started blaring the air horn for batting practice, was dancing. That was awesome. Team USA comes out. It's really cool. I ran into Kyle Tucker during batting practice, and he said he was here for the World Baseball Classic in 2017, sitting in the stands, like as a fan, watching the Dominican play. And he was like, the atmosphere was wild, and I think it's going to be even crazier. I'm excited.
This tournament already has just been so incredible. Yesterday we talked about all the records that it broke in attendance. All the WBC games that are left are officially sold out.
Yep.
And we see the fans that are there hours before the game starts. But this not only means this much to the fans, it means so much to the players. Like Nelson Cruz just came out and said, everything you do for your country has bigger significance. The WBC is the real World Series because it's when all the countries play each other. And we're really getting a taste of that right now in the quarterfinals.
We absolutely feel that. I mean, the vibe over there, like you said, hours before the game. And when I left, there was music blaring, flags, American flags everywhere, Venezuela flags, people dancing, screaming, going crazy. And you can feel it. When you're playing, like Nelson said, when you're playing for your country, it just means more. And I think for the Team USA players, they're starting to feel that. I think when they first started this tournament, it was like, it'll be cool to play for Team USA. But now that they're seeing everything around them, I think they're really getting a grasp for how important it is to play for your country. Now, I will say, for what Nelson said, it really doesn't make sense that we call it the World Series for Major League. When you really think about it, the World Series, I mean, this is a tournament for the world. That does make a lot of sense. On the other side of things, on the Team USA side, it was really cool. Mookie Betts today, and this goes along with what I was saying I feel like these players are now really buying in. Mookie Betts went up to Mark DeRosa, who's managing Team USA, and he told him, this was the tweet exactly, Dodgers All-Star Mookie Betts told USA manager Mark DeRosa to manage as if they're in the World Series and not worry about hurting anyone's feelings. Ain't no time for feelings when you're trying to win a tournament.
No.
And one guy that I don't know if I would say his feelings are hurt, but I did see that Adam Wainwright, who started Game 1 for Team USA, said he was disappointed that he didn't get the nod in this game. And to be honest with you, this just shows this is an important tournament. This is now do or die. If you lose, you're done. Say what you want. Look at the facts. Lance Lynn pitched a lot better than Adam Wainwright did in their respective games. So, man, this game's going to be great. Lance Lynn versus Martin Perez on the mound. we got a good one.
Oh, it's an amazing one. And as you mentioned, Lance Lynn going for Team USA is exactly who they need on the mound with the lineup behind him. Let's talk about Mike Trout first, right? Because obviously the pitching matchup is going to be incredible. But Mike Trout has really just stepped up for this entire U.S. team. I mean, he drove in all 3 of their runs in the last game against Colombia. Captain America is showing up and showing out for this team.
Since that first game where Mike Trout went either 0 for 4 or 5, whatever it was,
Hitless.
I don't know if he's gotten out. The guy's hitting .417 in this tournament now. When you start 0 for 4, 0 for 5, hitting .417 after 4 games is pretty impressive. The guy's not getting out right now. He's locked in. He's got a homer. His OPS is north of 1,400. Captain America is doing what he needs to. He's leading this team. He's leading by example. He's being outspoken in the media about how important this tournament is, about how much fun he's having, the conversations with his teammates. We didn't expect anything else. Mike Trout is showing up. He's never gotten to experience, other than those 3 playoff games where they were swept out of the playoffs against the Royals. He's never experienced these sort of games, and especially one like tonight that's do or die. You lose, you go back to spring training. You win, you go on to keep playing against Cuba tomorrow night, and he's leading by example for sure.
Well, let's take a look at USA's lineup, led by Mookie Betts and Mike Trout. Once again, they need to see production from top to bottom tonight.
Yes, absolutely, especially against a guy like Martin Perez, who has been throwing very good. Lineup, Mookie Betts playing right field, Mike Trout in center field, Paul Goldschmidt first base, Nolan Arenado third base, Kyle Tucker left field, Tim Anderson second base, Kyle Schwarber the DH, JT Realmuto is catching, and Trey Turner batting ninth, playing shortstop. Lance Lynn, as I mentioned, on the mound, who looked really good against Canada in his 5 innings. So Trey Turner batting ninth, love that. I mean, good Lord, this guy's an MVP caliber player. We have him in the 9 hole. For me with this lineup, Alex, Kyle Tucker is a name I'm looking at tonight. One, I could feel it when I was talking to him, kind of the nostalgia of like last time there was a WBC game played here, I was watching in the stands.
Yeah.
And now he's going to be in the starting lineup. He's back in the lineup. I know he's facing a lefty to start the game, but he hits really well against lefties. I'm excited, and I'm watching him tonight.
All right, my player to watch, you mentioned him earlier, Trey Turner. If he's who you have in your 9 spot, the bottom of the lineup, and if he has a game that we know he's capable of having, the depth that this lineup has, USA will be unstoppable at the plate if you get production 1 through 9.
You know who I wish was in the lineup for Team USA? Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh.
We saw him. Ken Griffey Jr. is the hitting coach for Team USA. And just the other day, I believe it was yesterday, Team USA was gathered around the batting cage watching Ken Griffey hit. And still, I don't know exactly how old Ken Griffey Jr. is. He has to be, I would imagine, around 50 now, upper 40s, maybe 50, still hitting balls out of the yard. Still hitting balls out. Here's the video here. The entire team is gathered around the batting cage. You don't often see this. Guys aren't, but when the guy with the most beautiful swing of all time is in there. I was going to say, we missed that swing. Yeah. And he's still doing it. He's still putting them out of the yard, still hitting it over the fence. So I would love to see him in the lineup.
I mean, it's incredible. USA not only has a star-studded lineup, but what an epic experience that these players get. Ken Griffey Jr., someone we all grew up loving and watching and learning from, is just such a cool experience. But now let's move to the other dugout. Venezuela has a stacked lineup, starting with Jose Altuve leading things off. Now, they finished first in Pool D. You can't sleep on Venezuela. They are red hot.
They've probably looked the best. Them and Japan have looked the best of anybody in this tournament. Jose Altuve leading off. Anthony Santander batting second. Luis Ariz playing first base. Salvador Perez cleaning up, catching. Ronald Acuna Jr. center field. David Peralta in left field. Eugenio Suarez at third base. Gleyber Torres, DH. And Andres Jimenez, shortstop, with Martin Perez on the mound. Look. There's a lot of stars in that lineup, right? And this team, Venezuela, is undefeated in the tournament, 4-0 in the pool of death. They're locked in. They're playing good baseball. And for me, a name that might not jump out of that lineup with the stars surrounding him Anthony Santander has been so good in this tournament. We saw it early on. 2 homers in a game, a second deck homer at Lone Depot. I guess it's called these days, Lone Depot Park. Second deck home run there. I was watching BP. You don't see a lot of second deck homers. He did it in the game. Anthony Santander is absolutely locked in. And for me, he's a guy I'm absolutely going to be watching when there's stars in this lineup, like I mentioned, the Altuves of the world, Salvador Perez, Ronald Acuna batting 5th in this lineup is insane. Watch out for Anthony Santander. When you're hot, you're hot, and this guy's on fire right now.
My player to watch is Jose Altuve. He's leading off this lineup. If he can get to Lance Lynn and set the tone early and this stacked lineup after him follows suit, that's their best shot to take this game. And it all starts with Jose Altuve.
I would bet my bottom dollar that Jose Altuve swings at the first pitch of this game. That's his thing.
Yeah.
It's what he's been doing this tournament. He's getting a bunch of hits on first pitches. If it's within the strike zone, if it's anywhere close to being a strike, Jose Altuve is going to be swinging at that first pitch, I guarantee you. So you're probably going to get off to a good start there with your guy you're watching.
Yeah, this is going to be a great game. But real quick, let's look ahead to the semifinal game. Mexico won yesterday, so now they'll be playing Japan. This is probably going to be Japan's biggest test yet. Mexico has looked incredible. What are we expecting to see here? Because this really, like I mentioned, this is Japan's biggest test yet in this tournament.
Definitely their biggest test yet. We're going to see a lot of velocity on the mound. Roki Sasaki is going to be starting that game for Team Japan, which I personally am so excited for everybody here that wasn't waking up in the wee hours of the morning to watch Team Japan. I'm excited for them to watch Roki Sasaki pitch. He's a name that we will all know in a few years when he comes to the United States. And after this game against Team Mexico, I think it's a name we will all know already. He throws 102 miles an hour. He's nasty on the mound. He's going to be starting for them. Shohei Ohtani will be raking at the plate. This guy is locked in at the plate. We saw one of his last game. He hit a ball 115 miles an hour. Shohei's hitting over 400 in the tournament. He's locked in. Team Japan is the most complete team in this tournament right now, hands down. They're in really good shape. And on the other side of things, Mexico and what Randy Arozarena are doing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he is having such an incredible tournament. And when he was actually asked last night about that catch that he made in the 8th inning, he said that was better than any home run I have ever hit in the big leagues.
Here's
that
the catch now.
Yeah, that was better than the home run I hit in the World Series. That catch was the best.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. That catch, and that's, look at that.
Yes.
That's so cool. That just goes to show you how much this means to the players. The putting on their country's colors, whoever they're playing for, whatever your country is, going out there and representing them, and him making that catch. That quote, like you said, that was, if not as bigger than his home run in the World Series. So cool there. Randy is raking. He's hitting like 500 in this tournament. But for me, this Team Mexico, what we're undervaluing is their pitching.
Yeah.
Their pitching has been so good. I believe they're starting Patrick Sandoval of the Angels on the mound in this game against Japan. Their team ERA is 3.33 in this tournament. 4th best whip in the entire tournament, right around 1. Julio Urias, Urquidy, Taijuan Walker, starting pitchers on this team, as well as Sandoval, who we're going to see. Giovanni Gallegos is their closer. We undervalued Team Mexico and how good they were. Guess what? They're the number 1 seed coming out of Pool C. They beat USA. They're going to be a very good.
They crushed Team USA.
They crushed Team USA. They're going to be a very tough matchup for Team Japan, who I do believe is the best team in this tournament.
Yeah.
The full, complete package. But this is going to be their toughest matchup for sure.
I mean, both these teams are great, complete teams. As you mentioned, Mexico having one of the more underrated pitching staffs. Japan probably the best pitching staff in this tournament. So that's going to be an incredible one. But let's get back to Team USA and Venezuela. And let's reminisce on the top 5 moments so far from USA and Venezuela, starting with number 5, which was Lance Lynn's outing against Canada.
Look, Lance Lynn came out and had a great outing against Canada, but not only was it a good outing, it was because it was so much needed coming off of that Mexico loss, an embarrassing loss to Mexico, when you're supposed to run your way through the pool and be the 1 seed, coming out and, okay, this is do or die. Lance Lynn's outing against Canada, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned, 6 Ks is exactly what the team needed. He brought the energy as he always does. I'm expecting that again tonight as well.
All right, number 4, Team USA's 9-run first inning against Canada. They went off.
Along those same lines, they needed it.
Yeah.
They got it. I brought my pregame pump-up speech, and they clearly listened to me. 9 runs in the first inning. I asked for a 10 spot within the first 3 innings. They did that. They came out. They put up runs in bunches. Mike Trout scored twice in that first inning. That was the first time that we really saw Team USA's offense in this entire tournament. That was number 4 for me.
All right, number 3, Venezuela's dominance over the Dominican Republic.
The Dominican was the favorite to win this tournament.
Yeah.
They were the best team according to a lot of people on paper, definitely the best roster. According to me, I had them as the best roster in the tournament. I didn't have them winning the tournament, but they came out in game 1 against Venezuela, and Venezuela dominated that game. I mean, from every facet of the game, pitching, defense, offense, they dominated the Dominican, and from that moment on, they put the world on notice like, whoa, maybe we should have been talking about Venezuela and how good they are a little more.
Which makes this game so much more exciting. I can't wait. Okay, number 2, Team Venezuela pranking Escobar with a fake cat.
So it turns out Eduardo Escobar is absolutely petrified of cats.
Hilarious to me.
Petrified. So Team Venezuela has taken it into their own hands to prank him with a stuffed cat every chance they get this tournament.
I love it.
And boy, is he scared. And I just learned today, being over at the stadium, apparently he has like a scar of a scratch mark on his neck from where he is actually, I guess, like scratched or attacked by a cat at some point. So apparently this is all warranted.
There's history.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Eduardo Escobar doesn't like cats because he was attacked, and I don't like cats because I'm deathly allergic. You know, there's always a reason somewhere you look. But it's number 2. If you haven't seen the videos, we're playing them right now. They literally got a stuffed cat just to throw at him and scare him, and he gets scared. It's
He
great.
gets scared. All right. Our number 1 moment, Mike Trout's home run and salute against Canada.
He's Captain America.
Yeah.
And he has showed up when everybody needs him. The home run, his first home run of the tournament, when Team USA needed it so bad, and it was so cool to see him be the one kind of kick the offense into gear. The salute around second base, the stop and salute when he got to home, saluting his teammates, the crowd. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. It was so cool seeing Mike Trout rock the red, white, and blue for his country in very meaningful games that, unfortunately, we haven't gotten to see him in many meaningful games in his career. Seeing that big hit in that game, and post-game hearing Mike Trout say, "This is the most fun that I have ever had on a baseball field." And I know for a fact players around me feel that same way as well. He was talking to Adam Wainwright, who said the same thing. Mookie Betts is saying the same thing. Mike Trout is the leader of this team. He signed up early to play for this team. The pieces fell in around him. And seeing that first home run for him in this uniform and the salute to the team, it was awesome.
I mean, you could even say he's the reason that a good chunk of these Major League Baseball players all decided to play, especially Team USA, because he was the first to commit. He was named the captain. I'm excited for him. I am so excited for him. It is almost, we are getting so close. We are minutes away from first pitch. So let's give some game predictions, because we know this is going to be a great matchup here.
This game is going to be awesome.
Who you got?
All right, my prediction. I have Team USA winning 6-4.
Ooh.
USA, my pick to win it all. So, you know, that's how this is going to have to work. 6-4 USA, my player of the game, Mookie Betts. I feel like we've seen Mookie step it up lately, and he looks a little more locked in at the plate.
Yeah.
Everyone was a little sluggish to start this tournament. Mookie Betts is looking good. He's making diving plays in the outfield. He's good at the plate. I got Mookie Betts being my player of the game and USA winning 6-4. Let's go.
Ooh, all right. Well, I am also taking Team USA because I also have them winning the entire tournament. I am taking USA 4-3 tonight, and my player of the game is Captain America, Mike Trout. He has been carrying this USA team on his back. He drove in all 3 runs in their last game. I feel if he steps up and continues to have the games that he's had the last 2 games, this team will be able to take this game tonight and win. And I've said it before, I say it again. Mike Trout has really never been in a situation to win a championship. This is his first time to legitimately compete for a championship. He was the first to commit to this team. He's talked about how much this has meant for him to represent his country, wear USA on his chest. I believe Mike Trout will will this USA team to the finals.
I'm so pumped up for this game. USA and Venezuela. You can feel the vibes over there. As Mookie Betts told Mark DeRosa, manage this game like it's the World Series and don't worry about hurting anybody's feelings.
Don't do it.
Let's go. Team USA, let's go. Let's get a big dub tonight. Thank you all for listening to this Flippin' Bats Now pre-game show. We will be back to record a new episode of Flippin' Bats immediately after the game ends. Thank you all for listening. Enjoy the game, and we will be back right after it ends. Peace.